What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 56 of Psychotic and Iconic. Thank you to everybody that's tuned into our live stream tonight. Paul's here along with Nick Theories, Mikey P, and Philly Phil. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and share that live stream. That way we can get more people in here. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and do that. Mikey P, take it away.
All right, guys, tonight's episode of Psychotic and Iconic Sports Podcast is brought to you by Prize Picks, your home for daily fantasy sports. New users who sign up for Prize Picks today using the promo code ICONIC will receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Promo code ICONIC. Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. Also, check us out live right now on the Props Network, propshq.com. Check us out there. Subscribe to our show. We always have stuff going on there, so go check it out. Tonight is going to be about NFL head coaches. However, before we roll into that, and hold on, Phil. All right, we'll advance in a minute. We have to real quickly talk about this Pro Bowl situation. Okay, guys, it's a fucking joke.
Bro, it was so trash. It was the corniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
I wish I could show up to work and half-ass it.
Like, I'd rather watch flag football. At least make the effort.
I turned it on right when
Two-hand touch.
Yeah, at least like with flag, you gotta make the effort. Like, you gotta like do something to get the flag.
They literally pushed Alvin Kamara on the one play, and they blew the whistles.
Bro, it was garbage.
And then he took out his frustration at the club in Las Vegas.
They should never play that again.
Oh,
ever.
I like what Shannon Sharp said.
I would rather watch flag football. I think that would at least be fun.
Bro, it was. I don't even know what more to say. To me, it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Shannon Sharp said it perfect. Just award them, give them the accolade, and don't play the game if you're going to do it like that.
It's corny.
Facts, and you know what? Like I said, the skills competition is back, and that was definitely much more entertaining. Okay, what a joke the Pro Bowl has become. Just no pride whatsoever, no effort, nothing.
It don't even matter where you play it. It don't matter where you play the game. You could play the game at a random field. At that point, it's corny. It's fucking corny.
I see more contact at high school with the powder puff.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's the only thing that hasn't been canceled yet.
With Crowder.
But it should be. So, forget about the Pro Bowl, guys. NFL head coach special, Phil. Let's go, baby. Hit that shit.
Pause. The unison pause is the best.
That was perfect, guys. I love you guys. So tonight, we are talking about the new coaching hires. A lot of shit went on the last couple of days. There's only one job that's still open. That's the Minnesota Vikings job. We're going to talk about that too. Guys, here's how it's going to go. I'm going to ask you what you think of the hiring. I'm going to ask you for a grade. All right? And then I'm going to ask you why you think the coach got the job. Should someone else have gotten it? And what does the coach have to do, top priority, to make this team successful? All right? Those are the ground rules. It doesn't have to be completely structured, but I'm gonna jump in and ask questions a lot. All right? Sound good?
You got it.
All right, well, let's start. We're going with the best one first. Doug Peterson, Super Bowl champion of the Philadelphia Eagles, is now the head football coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, the same place where Nick Foles went after his Eagles tenure. Ironic, maybe.
Hopefully
but Doug Peterson is now a Jaguar. What are your thoughts, guys?
For me, I thought it was an A+ hire, to be honest.
Slam dunk.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to bring stability to that organization, and I think he's going to be great for Trevor Lawrence, coming from what transpired last year with, that strapper and Urban Meyer. The 2017 Eagles were like a family. They loved each other. They were together. They played for one another. So I think for the Jags, like, they finally got somebody that's credible, reputable, and I'm really happy for Trevor Lawrence and the organization as a whole, because I think he's gonna get them on the right track.
Facts. Love this hire. Trevor Lawrence, he came out and said about Doug Peterson, he played the quarterback position, so he sees it through my lens more so than a lot of coaches that haven't played the position. And a lot of reports are saying he feels relieved. That's a good sign. I mean, you want your number 1 pick to feel relieved and feel comfortable with a coach and the hiring. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll relieve you.
Family. That's crazy.
We're 6 minutes in.
Yeah, I kind of just lost my train of thought, man. Like,
you might have to sound the fucking.
I don't know.
You might have to sound it.
Apologies.
Yeah, no.
Just sound that shit.
I'm done, bro. You take it. I ain't got nothing left.
Pause.
Yeah.
You're exhausted.
That's it.
Oh my
A+
God.
slam dunk hire, no doubt.
I'm going with an A as well, guys, because if there's any team in the NFL that needs stability, it is this team. And Doug Peterson, Nick, you might remember this when we were with the Eagles. Doug Peterson's a lovable guy. All right, he's a calming presence. He relates to the players. And, I mean, you just said it best right there. He's relatable. He can relate with these guys. He played the quarterback position. He's a QB guru. He got the best out of Nick Foles. He got the best out of Carson Wentz. He even got the best out of Jalen Hurts to this point. Okay? The guy just knows how to get the most out of his players on an emotional level. And he just understands the ebbs and flows of the NFL season. I think it's a perfect hire. I think it's perfect. And I think he was the top guy all along. I don't think... I know that I would not have selected anybody else. I think he was the perfect guy for the job.
Leftwich would have been a good hire too, I think.
I would have liked it, but that would have been his first head coaching job, and I think it would have been a little tough coming from what happened last year, because I think that organization is really fucked up, the locker room too.
Yeah, but I think he got close to Brady. I think he got like a lot of intel.
I think he's going to be an awesome head coach.
He probably like
when he gets his chance.
Brady was probably coaching him too as well. You know what I mean? Like some of the stuff that he sees in the game. You know,
sure.
And like so. I think Leftwich would have been a good hire as well.
Leftwich a little more risk only because, like, here's the thing: Doug Peterson walks into the room and he's a Super Bowl champ. He's got the ring. He can walk in there and he's going to say, "Guys, check this out. You want to be champions? It's instant respect." He demands your respect. He knows how to hit the switch. Pause. Okay? So, this guy, I mean, I just think he's perfect for the room. I wouldn't have gone with Leftwich for that reason. I think that he's a good coach, but it might have been a little bit tougher there. He's got a ring too, so. But I'm just saying, Doug Peterson did it as a head coach, and he came into an unstable situation in Philadelphia. There's no greater pressure-filled environment than Philly. So he's going into a situation where they are literally a laughingstock. I just think it's perfect. And
yeah, I agree. Same Jags
I was going to say one more. I was going to say one other thing. Yeah, I see Tom is saying same Jags football.
I hope not. I hope not.
Well, look. I'll tell you this much.
It's going to take years to rebuild that franchise.
Yeah.
Years. Like, with an S. Not just one and done.
Well, listen.
I mean, I don't understand why teams do that. I mean, you hire a coach, you stink. You already stunk. And then you guys stink again, and then you get rid of the coach. I mean, how's he supposed to ever build a foundation with his team? You only gave him 1 year with a poop squad? I don't get it. They gave up too soon,
Nick.
In my opinion.
You're right. You're right. I mean, that seems to be the way it goes in the NFL. I'll tell you this much, though. This is the angle that no one is really talking about, is Doug Peterson being a Super Bowl champ pretty much could have a choice or say in any job. He sat out a whole year, and to be honest with you, I don't think he takes this job unless A, there was a quarterback in place, so he must believe in Trevor Lawrence. B, I think that he has to have some degree of front office control or say, or there's no reason he had to return. He could have waited out and got any other job. I think that he wanted this job.
So do I.
And he could build it from the ground up, and he's got a little bit more of a leash.
Sense.
Yeah, it was perfect for him. He took the year off. And now he's got a #1 overall pick, projected to be, a star. So I think it's a good landing
They
spot.
need to get another wide receiver
for sure. They need to bring in a vet.
because
So
Marvin Jones is pretty good.
And I would venture to say they need to get a tight end too. I mean, Shaughnessy, I guess.
Yeah, I mean he's all right.
Yeah,
but he
but
don't-
they might be losing DJ Chark in free agency. So actually, that was my next question, guys. I was going to say what should this coach's top priority be to make the team successful, and
Weapons.
what's the biggest area that the team needs to improve in? So I'm hearing wide receiver,
Wide receiver
What
and
else?
tight end for me. And I guess grab an O lineman too to help out with Trevor Lawrence.
yeah, absolutely. They need offense.
But
yeah.
they need, I mean, you have your running back solidified in Robinson. Then if you can go get, like, I'm just throwing his name out there because I know he's going to be brought up all offseason, Calvin Ridley. Like, if you bring in somebody like him for Trevor Lawrence, I mean, that would be great as long as his head's on straight. And I don't mean that, any way other than just, he's ready to play football and doesn't need to take time away and things like that. But, like, imagine, like, if they went and got, like, they might bring in Ertz. Who knows? He would be great for that franchise. He's a leader. He's a champion. He's been with Doug before. They did it together. That could be somebody that they could go get to fill that need.
and they're going to get Travis Etienne back out for the season.
yeah.
So Tom just said that in the comments. I see a great comment here from Rob Polidor. All right. Dougie P just added Mike McCoy as his QB coach. That's pretty high profile, guys. So you got two big name guys, two quarterback gurus in the room there for Trevor Lawrence. And that's where I would say that's got to be the top priority. Get this guy back on track because he actually regressed as the season went on this year. That's the top priority for me. And then you got to re-sign Cam Robinson at left tackle because that's the bookend tackle right there. He's got to protect the blind side. So you got to bring him back on a long-term deal.
It's an interesting squad though. In a couple years, like I want to see. I'm interested to see like what moves they're gonna make in the offseason.
I think even as currently constructed, they'll take massive steps forward next year.
Yeah.
Either way, I really do with Doug Peterson.
If they could play like they did against the Colts, yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, if you just get anything out of Trevor Lawrence, and that defense is probably pretty underrated, you never know. They could win another 4 games next year. But guys, on to the next head coach. This is another high-profile move. Josh McDaniels is back at the top of a franchise, moving to the Las Vegas Raiders, taking over for Rich Bisaccia, the now special teams coordinator of the Packers as of today. Okay, so Josh McDaniels taking over. What are your thoughts? What do you grade this one?
I give it an F. And the F is for fuck that dude.
Straight up.
He moves like Howie Roseman, except in a coach's fashion.
What you mean?
I don't like him at all.
McDaniels?
Yeah,
Why not?
because I don't think he's a good head coach. He was
Explain.
in Denver. He drafted Tebow first overall. He gave up 3 draft
He was
picks to
forced
get
to
him.
draft Tebow first. So
Who knows?
I think so.
Maybe, but either way, he does. He said he's going to take the Colts job, then pulls out at the last minute. Pause. And I just like there's just too much that needs to be done with the Raiders, in my opinion, for him to get that job. I just don't. I don't think he's a good head coach. I don't like him and I don't trust him. I just think he's a typical Bill Belichick guy. Under Bill Belichick, when you have his guidance and his tutelage, they could, like Matt Patricia, they could be great. But when they get out on their own, they falter. Rich Bisaccia should have had the job. And if you're going to trade, and if you're not going to hire Rich, go hire Eric Bieniemy, somebody that's with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Yeah, I don't
Love that.
That's
Like,
what I don't understand.
I don't.
Why is he not getting any?
I have no idea. Now look,
opportunities? It doesn't make any sense.
There's things that they say on there that could have, where they say that like he's a bad interview, and like I get it, but not for nothing. Nick Sirianni didn't necessarily give you the best. I don't know how he was in his interview, but his press conferences weren't exactly stellar in the very beginning. So, I mean, like Rich Bisaccia, the job he did was on full display with all that dysfunction going on. And then Eric Bieniemy, I mean, look at the Chiefs every year. He's running that offense.
Yeah.
Andy Reid even vouched for him and said it, which is crazy that he even has to say that. But it's like, I just look at that and it's like, okay, Derek Carr's coming off probably his first or second best year of his career. Why would you not want to put Eric Bieniemy in there and do that? Why would you go with Josh McDaniels? I don't like it at all. And like the offensive line is so bad, and that needs to be addressed like immediately. Otherwise, like they may regress if Josh McDaniels isn't doesn't live up to what Rich Bisaccia did. I mean, their right guard and right tackle last year allowed 124 pressures over the course of the season, 17 more than any other team in the NFL.
Poopy.
It's crazy.
I think Josh McDaniels. I think they both took a chance, because I think Josh McDaniels is banking on the connection between Derek Carr and Hunter Renfrow next year massively. Like the way you see Stafford and Kupp, I think you're going to start seeing a lot more of that, of those kind of players exploding in the league, because they can run the route tree, the entire route tree. I mean, look, Renfrow is a beast. He's played outstanding this year, and he made the Pro Bowl after what, last year? Last year he had a decent year, but this year he really stepped up big, and they made the playoffs. But I don't understand the hire, because I feel like the Raiders need like a coach that's going to like keep the team together. Like I think you need a solid leader in that locker room, because they've been through hell last year. So if you get somebody in there, you know, or they could have kept Rich Bisaccia.
Yeah.
They could have kept him, but they didn't want him. I mean, I guess his philosophy or whatever didn't align with their future goals or something.
Winning.
I don't get it. You know what I mean? I don't understand it, but because the players seem to love him. So like that's confusing to me. But yeah, I mean, like overall, I don't understand the hire, because like he was 11-17 in Denver. And it's like, without Tom Brady, who is Josh McDaniels?
This is facts.
Like, like on some real shit though. Like, who is Josh McDaniels without Tom Brady?
He's the guy that went to Denver, and then after he left, John Fox had Tim Tebow, and they won a playoff game. They started out 1-4 with Kyle Orton, and then won the division and a playoff game with Tim Tebow.
Like I saw
That's
a
good
defensive head coach, nonetheless.
That's what I'm saying. That's a good head coach.
Like I saw Josh McDaniel call 3 passing plays against Buffalo in a game this year. 3 passing plays. 3. That's insane.
I know. Even if he's missed.
I understand the weather conditions and all that, but 3 passing plays? I mean, I to me, it doesn't make any sense.
Nick, what would you grade it? I know it's kind of tough.
I would give it. I like to give people second chances. I like to give people, you know, the benefit of the doubt of their first run. Maybe they didn't have much control like they will this time. I don't know. I don't know what happened with that, because he was given Tebow. Now he's getting Derek Carr. So we'll see. I'll give it a C. For we'll see.
Yeah, Nick, I'm kind of right there with you. Yeah, see?
That's corny as shit.
No, that was great. C for we'll see. You know what? Actually, just because you said that, I'm going to downgrade him from a C+ to a C, because we will see. Like usually these guys, they get a second opportunity, and I would say most of the time they tend to learn from the first time around if they're lucky to get a second chance. So I think that he's more prepared this time. I see why they did it, but it still doesn't do much for me, because you know what? These guys love Rich Bisaccia. I mean, like as soon as Gruden was fired, even before then, nobody was respecting this team as a possible playoff team. We were all waiting for them to fall off a cliff. And Rich Bisaccia did the impossible and led this team to a playoff run, which lasted 1 game. But still,
they almost won that game.
Yeah,
they were right in there in it.
Exactly.
Facts.
Exactly right. I mean, and this is a really like, this team is missing so many pieces, and they still did this. They had so many injuries at the time. So I feel like Rich Bisaccia had earned the chance to get the job. Nick, I love the point about Hunter Renfrow, because if there's one thing that Josh McDaniels knows how to do, it's get the ball to the slot guy. That's one thing he's fucking good at.
Yeah.
He's proven that. So, I think the key for them, though, guys, and this is what I'm going to say for their top priority, is keeping Derek Carr, because we're hearing all these rumors that they might want to move on because it's not a McDaniels guy, but I actually think he low-key took the job because Derek Carr is kind of one of those guys where half the league actually might sneakily have him as a top 10 QB in the league. or at least somebody who they think can be a top 10 guy. So I actually think he wants to work with Derek Carr, and I think this could be good for Derek Carr. The rest of the team, I don't know. I really question this guy as a leader. So I'm right there with you.
Love it, Mike. So do I.
I fuck with Derek Carr.
So do I.
And I hated
think...
him before, but I fuck with Derek Carr.
Yeah.
He can ball. Straight up.
I
You
know.
got to keep him.
Yeah. He plays with heart, too. That's what I like about him.
He cares.
Yeah, passion. I told you. That's what I care
Because
about.
the other thing with Josh McDaniels, when you bring in a guy of that stature, the expectations right away are off the fucking charts. He's not going to have a chance to grow a roster. He's going to have to work with Derek Carr, and they're going to have to maintain the success of this year. The question is, can the front office get it together? That's a whole different story. And you bring in his other fellow Patriot, what's his name? Dave, whatever, who has a pretty good track record. So maybe together they can do something here.
We'll see.
Is that fair? Is
Yeah,
that fair?
I doubt it.
C for we'll see.
C for
Yes.
we'll see.
All right, fuck this guy. Let's move on
Love that
to
energy,
the fucking
too.
Giants. Fuck the Giants, too. The Giants hire Brian Dable away from the Buffalo Bills. Guys, I mean, this is an interesting one. I'll be the first to say I actually think it's a good move. I think it's a good move. I won't dive into it yet, though. I'll pass it off to you first.
Yeah, I give it a B+. I mean, anything is better than Joe Sludge. And, I mean, look at Josh Allen's development.
That's insane.
Look at Josh Allen's development and what he's done. I think he's going to bring stability to it. He's coming from a winning organization with Sean McDermott. And for me, like, the top priority for Dable and them needs to be is Daniel Jones, your quarterback. And I think the only issue...
Facts.
The only thing that's going to be really troubling for Daniel Jones is I feel like because Dable's connected to Josh Allen, they're gonna look at Daniel Jones and try and put him on that level that he should develop into that next year, and that's bad news because Daniel Jones isn't that. You just need to see if he's a formidable quarterback and a franchise quarterback. Can he play? Can he win? Does he have the brain at the line of scrimmage and things like that? So if anybody could do it, I feel like it's Dable, to be honest. And I believe that this is Daniel Jones' last shot. If he doesn't ball out this year or show any type of significant improvement, I think he's going to be a backup moving forward.
That's the bottom line. That's what they should do. He should walk in that shit, blow that whole fucking team up. That team is ass.
It's tough. They have Galladay on a big
They
contract.
Are ass. He needs to walk in there, take command. This is my roster. Daniel Jones, see you later. I don't care. Saquon Barkley, have a nice one. Who else? Who else is injury prone on that team? Sterling Shepard.
Kenny Galladay.
The
Have
whole
a good
fucking
one.
team is.
Kenny Galladay. See
Who's
you
the tight end?
later.
Evan Ingram.
Pink slips everywhere.
Evan Ingram.
That
See ya.
ass. Pink slips everywhere.
It's crazy. The
Blow
whole
that
team
shit
is
up
injured.
and then rebuild. Rebuild through the draft and free agency. The problem is who's going to want Daniel Jones? What are you going to get for Daniel Jones? You ain't getting a second.
You could probably flip Saquon Barkley to a desperate team that maybe wants to fill seats or something like that, and get a couple picks or even a decent player. And
Hey
everybody
guys,
said
you want to hear a good fit for Saquon? We
Who?
were talking about this a little bit.
who?
Saquon to the Chiefs would be fucking interesting. Saquon to the Chiefs. It gives him a power runner who also can catch the ball out of the backfield.
And what's great is everybody said it. That was the worst move the Giants ever did, was taking Saquon Barkley that early. What did they take him, second or third?
They took him third, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
Awful.
Yeah. I mean, either way, a top 5 pick on a running back, that's just silly in
He's
this
got to
NFL.
be like Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, got once in a fucking blue moon kind of guy for you to draft a running back. That's got to be the guarantee.
Well, here's the only
Reggie Bush. Are you passing up on Reggie Bush? Fuck no. I'm drafting Reggie Bush. If I'm number 2 and he's on the board, I'm fucking taking him.
The Cowboys took Zeke, fourth or sixth? But at the
Yeah,
time, their
4.
team was built to absorb that. I mean, not Zeke's on the downside now, but at the time, that wasn't a terrible pick. It was a lot different. Saquon Barkley was chosen when you needed a whole team.
Yeah.
So, like,
Well, I'll tell you this much. They haven't had an offensive line in half a decade minimum So I can't really. Thank you. Tom is saying the same thing. That line's fucking atrocious. That line is fucking atrocious. They have ignored this offensive line. Nate Solder's not the guy to fix the problems over there. I never even liked that signing, but the offensive line is the key to the success here. I think the hiring itself, I'll give it an A- because if there's anybody that's going to get the most out of this offense and Daniel Jones, it's going to be Brian Daboll. He's got very similar physical measurables as Josh Allen. So the question is, can he harness those abilities and improve that drastically? Because Josh Allen, remember, he was suspect early on in his career too. It took him a while to figure it out. So Daniel Jones has flashes. I don't even like the guy, but I have to admit there's some times where this guy is like, oh shit, he's got something, but like he's got no consistency whatsoever. Absolutely no consistency. And Saquon, the shame of Saquon is he's gotten hurt so many times now. I just don't know if he's got it anymore. But like coming out of the draft, I think he was one of the better prospects we've seen in a long time. It just was a horrible fit. Picking him for the Giants with no offensive line and then everything he went through thereafter, it was just never a good situation. So I don't know what they're going to do. I would think that they're probably going to keep him now. But I'll give the hire an A-. The Giants still suck. Don't get me wrong.
They do. They're garbage. They're not going to do shit next year either.
But they do have some interesting pieces on the team.
You guys think Daniel Jones is their guy?
No.
Like, are you keeping him? Like, what the fuck have you seen from him that you're like, oh my god, he's my quarterback? Like,
no,
for real though.
So that's the thing, Nick, is like,
bro, his record is 12-25, bro. If anybody else was his record was 12-25, they wouldn't even see the fucking field.
But he had Joe Sludge, and who did he have right before? Who was his quarterback before that?
I agree. The Giants been hurt. They were hurt all but he's also been hurt too as well. He can't play a full season.
Facts.
So
Nick, you want Mikey P's opinion?
Sure.
I think Daniel Jones is garbage. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
But he has moments though, and I'm not gonna say like, hey, like he's still on his rookie contract. Is there a chance that Brian Daboll can get some sort of value out of this guy and turn him around? Yeah, there's always a chance. Do I think he's going to? No, I don't think I see it happening. And he's
God bless you, Mike.
I mean, he's going into the last year of the deal, so I don't see it happening. I don't see it. So, Nick, what was your grade? I didn't hear your grade for this one.
Oh,
Just curious.
I gave him an A-.
Yeah,
I like it.
I mean,
I like Daboll.
he's a good coach.
He looked like he's like a no nonsense guy.
He's a Nick guy.
I like it. Yeah.
He's got passion.
Yeah, like it's like perfect for that city.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Creative play caller, play design,
blue collar, hard-working man.
You know,
What's
it's
wrong
interesting.
We hate the working
Ain't nothing
man
wrong
now.
with that.
The working man's a sucker.
That's facts. Louder. Come on, say
I've been
it
screaming.
again.
Sonny told me.
The working man's a sucker.
He told us.
That's real shit.
James is here, guys. James says Joe Sludge is bonkers. That was fucking great. That was so good. But you know what's interesting though, guys, is it's the same thing along the Doug Peterson lines. Brian Daboll passed up on every job available last year. So something tells me he has some sort of belief or was given some sort of power at this job to want to take it. Because why else do you fucking take this job? Why do you take it? You know? So it's interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if he does see anything in Daniel Jones, though.
I don't know what
I think he does. Doesn't mean I agree with him, but I think he does.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
We're about to find out.
I don't
I'm
understand.
not about to hitch my reputation on him, if that's what you're asking me. I'm not going to hitch my reputation on Daniel fucking Jones.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're looking at the trend in the NFL, the trend is if you have a bad season, most likely your job is pretty much like in jeopardy. Do you really want to be in that position with a bad team because you stuck with Daniel Jones?
The only good news is you ain't got to worry about QB sneaks from your own 5.
Fuck that. I want my quarterback. I want my quarterback. If I'm going down, I'm going down on my fucking ship. That's how the fuck I'm living.
All right.
And there's nothing wrong with
I like
that.
it.
Titanic.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's
You
nothing
hire
wrong
me to
with
be
that. I love
you
it.
hire me to be the head coach, which means I have to make the best decisions for the football team. That's what Belichick says, right? And what is he? The best coach? He knows what he's doing. He's got everybody in line. That's how the fuck you got to do it. This is my shit.
He's a dictator.
This is my team. This is my quarterback. This is who I want leading my team.
Which
No
is why
questions
it's,
asked.
which is
Get
why
the
it's
fuck out of my
strange.
office if you have anything other, to say.
Which is why it's strange that he accepted that with Daniel Jones.
Who?
I mean, do you think they're going to draft a quarterback?
I think they might go out in free agency and get somebody, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe
I mean, like, here's the
a
thing.
veteran backup.
Like, here's the thing. If you give him a chance and you're trash, you're 5 and 12.
He ain't going nowhere.
5 and 12.
No, they won't go. He won't go nowhere. No. I don't think after 1 year. I mean, Dan Campbell's still there. It depends on how your team responds. The reason Joe Judge got fired, I'm not just saying this to bust your balls. The reason he got fired is because that whole team quit on him, bro. Like, if he's 5 and 12 and if bro, the dude ran a QB sneak on 3rd down, bro. I know he had Jake
They were keeping him till then. They were keeping him.
He
I
lost
gave you my answer on
bro.
that.
He lost his locker room. I know, and I don't want to repeat it because I don't want to lose brain cells. I lose enough. And my thing is that like he just seemed to me like Joe seemed that he lost the locker room. The guys didn't want to play for that dude. Talking about, oh, this ain't a clown show. Nobody has their golf clubs in there. Like, you got Golden Tate with his golf clubs at his locker at the last game of the season. Tell me you don't respect your coach without saying it.
I get it.
Wow. Well, guys, we shall see. All right. At least this is a guy who had some sort of a, track record, and I mean he was highly sought after. So it's interesting. We'll see. All right. Next up, this is interesting too. This is really interesting because this is somebody who was not seen as a head coach in many circles going into the season. Nathaniel Hackett goes to the Broncos. And there's a lot going on here, all right? There's a lot going on here. Will he bring Aaron Rodgers with him? We don't know. Nathaniel Hackett is the head coach of the Broncos either way, though. So, what do you think? What's your grade? Tell me what he's got to do. Who should have got the job if not? You know what to do.
I give the hire a B. I think he's a good football coach, to be honest. I think the Broncos should try and go get a bridge guy like Kirk Cousins.
Was he good or Aaron Rodgers good?
Who? Oh, it was Nathaniel Hackett. In 2017, Nathaniel Hackett took Blake Bortles and the busted-ass Jaguars to the AFC Championship game.
Oh, I love
it.
that.
And they had the number 1 rushing attack in the league with Leonard Fournette, who shed 20 pounds and cut out negativity. Let's not forget that.
Hey, yo.
Then in 2020, they had the Aaron Rodgers and the Packers had the league's best scoring offense. So the guy seems to know what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could do that, and then he kind of got screwed with when he got fired from the Jaguars. That was bullshit. It should have been Doug Marrone, but Doug Marrone fired him to save his own ass. So that was kind of, I mean, I don't even hold that against them. But I just think the Broncos, they're a quarterback away. Like, not for nothing, but I really think that Kirk Cousins could do well there. I think they have enough weapons with Javonte Williams, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Noah Fant, Tim Patrick. Like, I don't think Kirk Cousins is buns. I really don't.
Bro, you're gonna be like 8 and 9, 9 and 8.
But I mean, he did well.
7.
Is Kirk Cousins better than Blake Bortles? I would say so.
Yeah.
By a sizable margin.
Yeah.
Kirk is weird.
Absolutely. It's not even close.
Bro, he has Thielen.
No, I know.
Jefferson,
I said that.
Dalvin Cook.
I said that before. I know, but Mike Zimmer is a defensive guy. When you need offensive guys for players like Kirk Cousins. Like, we're going to talk about this in a little bit, but that's one of the reasons that I don't think DeMeco Ryans will be a good fit there.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, Hackett did not leave Green Bay for Kirk Cousins.
He didn't leave him for Aaron Rodgers.
Why not?
That's not happening.
I'd rather coach Aaron Rodgers than coach Kirk Cousins.
No shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers isn't going there. I'm sure the Vikings would part with Kirk before the Packers.
I think Aaron Rodgers. The only thing I'll give you my grade, but before I do so, how close is Hackett with Rodgers? Anybody know?
Yeah, they're homies.
They're homies?
Yeah.
They love each other.
So if they love each other, do you think behind closed doors they're probably like, yo, if I go to Denver, there's an opening. Would you come?
Pause.
Look who we got. Pause. Look who we got. We got Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Noah Fant, Javonte Williams is a star in the making. Bro, a squad. So, who knows? I think that's so. If that's the reason, I would give it an A. Hell yeah, because if Aaron Rodgers is there, they're automatic Super Bowl contenders. No questions asked. That team would be fucking scary as hell. Nobody will want to see them.
100%.
Straight up.
Yo.
Yeah, no, hey,
I'll
I'm with
tell
you
you
on
right
that. I
now,
just don't see him going.
I'll tell you right now. I'm going to repeat this because I said this last show.
Where do you think
right?
he's going to go? You think
Mikey
he's staying?
P's
Packers or he's
prediction.
retiring?
All right. My prediction, Aaron Rodgers is going to the Denver Broncos, and so is Devontae Adams. I'm going to repeat it again in case anyone missed it, all right? The Broncos are going to give up 2 firsts and Jerry Jeudy and maybe a little bit more, and they're going to get Aaron Rodgers. That is my prediction. I'm sticking with it today as well. I've seen all the reports saying, Aaron Rodgers, he might be staying. I'm telling you right now, Aaron Rodgers is going over there. And I think it might have been a wink-wink deal. Even if not, I like the creativity here. This is a guy who has proven himself in multiple situations now, and he's creative. I like it. I think there's a team that literally is an offense. Like, I don't even want to say the offense is broken. They're a passing game away from being really legit. So they're bringing this guy in to fix that, regardless if Aaron Rodgers goes or not. I think he is. And if he does, it's an A. For now, I'm giving it a B. But I still think Aaron Rodgers, in his heart, knows it's time. Sometimes change is good, guys. In this case, it could be good for both sides. 2 first-round picks is nothing to slouch over. It's the end over there. And then you can get Devontae Adams on top of that. Sign me the fuck up. If they get it right, if they get both of those guys, they're probably the Super Bowl favorite on paper.
I don't want to hear none of that.
That's how close.
Aaron Rodgers.
That's how close
Aaron
they
Rodgers
are.
ain't that dude.
Hey, it doesn't mean
hear it no
I'm
more.
just telling you. Listen, Mike. I said on paper.
I'm still
Remember,
taking him on my team.
I'm telling you right now, they would be the odds-on favorite if they got Rodgers. They would be the odds-on favorite. That does not mean I agree, but they probably
I'm
would
with you
be.
on that.
That's how close. That's how close this team is right now.
You think they would be favored over to the Chiefs?
Probably
It
because
would be
Aaron
fucking
Rodgers still
close.
gets that buzz. He's not like
It would
that.
Listen, it would be close. It would be close. Okay, that's a good point, Nick. But it would be close because the Broncos have a better defense.
Yeah.
So
The problem isn't Aaron Rodgers'
All
defense
things-
the last few years. It's the problem in Green Bay the past few years is Aaron Rodgers. I know it's a very hard truth to accept,
Aaron
but
Bleepin' Rodgers.
yeah, Aaron bleeping Rodgers. Are you kidding me? Skip Bayless voice. But the problem in the playoffs has been him. He's a superstar. He needs to be held accountable when he fucks up.
Yeah.
He just coincidentally fucks up in the biggest moments.
he does. It's a fair point. But listen, you're gonna get a two in a row MVP, new situation, breath of fresh air, and they're loaded. They're fucking loaded, and they have cap room. So, I mean, you saw what it did for Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning won another bowl there. He ends his career on a high note, and they were arguably, besides the Patriots, they were arguably the best team in the NFL during that run with Peyton Manning at quarterback. It kind of feels very similar. So I hate to make this about Aaron Rodgers because he's not there yet. But Nathaniel Hackett, though, I think was a good hire. It could be even better depending on the outcome. And I don't think I would have hired somebody else. I think I understand the hire either way.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair way to put it. Would you agree?
I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a fair way to put it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, we're going to move on. All right. We got the Chicago Bears. All right. Matt Eberflus leaving the Colts. The defensive coordinator position, which was now filled with Gus Bradley, by the way. Pause. But Matt, you like how I calmly did that?
Yep. You have to.
Matt Eberflus is now your head coach of the Chicago Bears. He brought Pep Hamilton along to run the offense. Interesting combination. What are we thinking here? And, I mean, just overall, what's going on here? Why did the Bears hire this guy? What's your grade? What does he got to do?
All right, so to be honest, I don't really know much about the dude other than all the Colts defensive players, specifically Darius Leonard, talk about how much they love him. I gave it a C because I'm a little unfamiliar with it. However, I will say that I do trust Ryan Poles because he survived 3 GM changes in Kansas City. That, to me, holds a lot of weight. That's not shit that you normally see. I mean, obviously he knows what he's doing, and he has some knowledge to survive 3 different regime changes or regime, whatever. But I mean, the Bears need to just dedicate everything they have in that organization to Justin Fields, because they have good skill players: Kmet, David Montgomery, Robinson. Mooney's good as shit. He's really good, and he caught on at the end of the year last year. Hopefully, Justin Fields doesn't go to any dinners with his family this year, because I know last year he was skipping dinners. That way he can prepare, and because he wants to be the best, so he can't go to dinner. So that's really where I am with that.
I give it an F, and I'm not even thinking twice.
Wow!
I hate to be the guy, but I'm gonna give it an F. The bottom line is, you got a young rookie quarterback last year in Justin Fields, but yet you'll hire a defensive coordinator as your head coach. Help me make sense here. That doesn't make any sense.
Honest to God.
Why are you hiring a defensive
That's the reason why I had to.
I was gonna say. I said the same thing. I just gave the benefit of the doubt because I don't know.
If you're gonna do that, you might as well fucking hire McDaniels. I don't understand it.
Well, you could stink and be a pile of shit, and stink and not be a pile of shit. We know Josh McDaniels is a pile of shit.
Well, whatever. That's like.
I got you. I know.
That's not the point. I mean, the point is, he's an offensive mind. So I like for me, if I'm the owner, I'm like, all right, I want a guy who's going to be an offensive mind that's going to give me the best in Justin Fields. I drafted him high. I need him to really exceed expectations. Like you said, they have Kmet. David Montgomery is a really good player. Their backups were good too as well when they stepped in his absence.
Herbert,
yeah. Khalil Herbert.
Khalil Herbert.
He was awesome. And I mean, probably Allen Robinson, he's going to be gone.
Oh, yeah, he was tagged.
I just don't think...
I forgot about that. He was franchise tagged.
I don't know. I mean, it depends. I don't know. I think he, watching him last year, he fell off. It was he didn't even matter. You know what I mean? He was kind of phased out of the offense, which didn't make any sense. But that's why you get an offensive mind coach to get the best out of your players. I mean, Allen Robinson ain't a scrub. He's not a scrub. He's been one of the best receivers in the league. Yeah, exactly. He just had a bad year because obviously Nagy couldn't get him the ball. But why would you hire a defensive coordinator when you should get an offensive mind coach to bring the best out of your players? And Cole Kmet, he's a fucking stud too. I fuck with Cole
Nick,
Kmet.
I'll tell you,
he's really good.
I'll tell you right now,
he's really good. I'm serious. He's really good.
He's on your radar?
He's very good. Very good. Very underrated player. They don't use him a lot. They should.
Maybe this year.
They do need to use him more. They do. I'll tell you right now, the reason why I couldn't give this a higher grade is exactly what you just said, Nick. Because I was of the mind where I thought a Jim Caldwell or even Byron Leftwich in this scenario, someone like that, even Doug Peterson, and I didn't think they were going to go that direction, but somebody to go hand in hand and have Justin Fields right there in the pocket at all times. Just somebody that is going to teach him the ropes and be that veteran presence. But then they brought on Pep Hamilton, who has a track record of that. So I give it a C+ because Eberflus, I mean, he's not really well known, so I'll break it down for everybody. But the Colts, for what it's worth, their defense has been a top 5 unit the last 2 years with a lot of unknown players. Darius Leonard was a guy that was groomed in this system. Besides that, though, these were a lot of unknowns, and he made something out of nothing there. They turned into one of the better defensive units in the league. So, for me, I like him. I just don't know if this was the right... I think the Bears just want to get back to being the Bears, having a dominant defense, and that's why they brought on this guy. If they didn't bring on Pep Hamilton, I'd be giving it a low grade too, because I think, obviously, the key to success is Justin Fields. Plain and simple.
Agreed.
So that's why I didn't go lower because of Pep Hamilton, but you know, I think that he will probably do a fine job. I just don't know how much better he will be than Matt Nagy at this stage. He's going to have to prove us wrong, because Matt Nagy took the Bears to the playoffs with Mitch Trubisky. And by the way, there were some moments this year where Justin Fields looked fucking legit. So they should have gone out of their way to make sure that this guy's going to succeed. And for the record, Matt Nagy knows this guy had legs and didn't roll him out of the pocket ever. I would pray that that's what they do. Make Justin Fields comfortable. He's a dynamic player. Let him do more. Let him do everything. He can do everything. So, you know, it's interesting. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it once they brought on Pep Hamilton, though.
Everybody that's watching right now, hold on. Everybody that's watching right now, please like and share the stream. If you're watching, we would greatly appreciate it. We want to get more people in here, get more comments flowing. We loved all the comments. It's a great show. It's nothing without you guys. So please share, and hell, maybe we can get some first timers to come in, and hopefully they enjoy the show as well. So please and thank you.
They'll enjoy it. 100%.
Yeah, Nick.
Hey, man.
Nick, I appreciate that.
I just want to give them the invitation.
I was just about to say that.
Skeptic, believer. You know what I mean? That's how you got to change people. That's just real shit.
Let them see what we got here. We know what we're doing.
Factuals.
All right. We're moving on because we got to speed it up a little bit, all right? Mike McDaniel. This might be the most random hire, but Mike McDaniel, hired by the Miami Dolphins yesterday, coming from the 49ers offensive coordinator. The guy has ties with the Washington staff that had Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur. He was in there, okay? So he comes from that background. What are we thinking?
I really like this hire. I'm going to give it a B, to be honest. He's been with Kyle Shanahan since 2006. So, I mean, he knows the ins and outs of, you know, what Kyle Shanahan likes to do. The 49ers are known for their running attack. And since 2017, he was their run game coordinator. Last year, he was elevated to the offensive coordinator, and the offense ranked 7th. And Debo Smith, you know, he played a part in that. He had 1,770 yards and 14 touchdowns.
Debo Smith.
That's sour.
What is that?
That's Mike Herrera right here.
I gotta hear this shit now all week. Debo Samuel, excuse me.
Debo Smith is
Nick, take it away, because I'm
You
about to
make
get
him sound
crushed.
regular.
I'm gonna get crushed in here now for that.
No, you're good.
However, no, I think he's going to be really good in Miami. If all the shit that was true about Tua with Flores and how they always butted heads and stuff like that, you know, hopefully Mike McDaniel can draw up, you know, plays and get and bring out the best in Tua and get himself together. So I fucking hate you.
Tom's already crushed.
Yeah, I know. I don't even want to look at those comments,
dude.
I don't even want to look.
This is a lot of fun. Anyway, I love this hire because, for really one reason only, I became a really big Jalen Waddle fan, and I think he's going to even blow up even more next year, because the way he used Debo Samuel in San Fran is the way he's going to use Jalen Waddle in Miami. Watch. The NFL is starting to shift a little bit. You're starting to see wide receivers starting to get a lot of, you know, running plays. Look at Cordell Patterson. He was a wide receiver,
The wide back.
and then now he's like a runner and a wide receiver. Like, you can do whatever you want with him. Pause. Just like Debo Samuel, you know what I mean? So, like, I could see Jalen Waddle being that guy, and, like, not for nothing, that would be scary, because that guy, that kid could play. Yo, he's electric. I love Jalen Waddle. So I love this hire for that reason, and it's weird because, like, Tua and Jimmy G are kind of like the same kind of player almost. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think Jimmy G's better, but Tua is, like, he's not bad. He could do the short, immediate routes. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting, and I'm also looking forward to seeing if Gesicki can, you know, really bloom in his offense too as well. So I like it. What?
Nothing.
Good points raised by both of you. Okay. I love this hire. I actually love this hire. Like, it might have been my second favorite hire. I'm gonna give it an A, actually. I think this is the next big guy here. Like, it's, pause. I knew someone was gonna say it. Okay, that's why I just stopped.
I was taking a sip of my water, otherwise it was coming.
That's why I just stopped myself. But I think he's the next big name head coach, one who just rises out of nowhere. I think that the more I've heard about this guy, the more I see that he was super involved everywhere he's been as far as being a creative play designer and like masking weaknesses, playing to strengths. I think this is the home run hire because what do you got to do to make the Dolphins good right now? You have to make Tua work. So this is the best hire for Tua. Oh shit! I didn't think
Wild ass.
Yo, oh my god! But you have to make this work with Tua, and there's nobody else like this guy. I feel like is going to be creative, getting the ball out of his hands quick. Pause again. Something in my water tonight. Okay, but he's going to get the ball out quick. And Nick, I love the point about Jalen Waddle. I think he's going to be utilized a lot differently, and he needs to be. He was only a short to intermediate guy in the offense this year. If you're going to do that, at least let him be a slasher out of the backfield. Let him do a little bit more. So I think he's going to be dynamic. I really just think this is perfect for this team. This is the element that they need, and I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Do you think instant turnaround?
Well, look at this team
What's
right
the
now. They
expectations?
went 9-8.
I mean, yeah, they went 9-8. So like
They went 9-8.
Playoffs.
I still don't love Tua, but if you can get him playing at the Jimmy G kind of level, which by the way is attainable and his ceiling's higher, if you can get him anywhere near that level, then yeah, I think the first thing you got to do though, the one other thing that's not going to get talked about enough here is the Miami run game. And let's remember the foundation of the 49ers success is having that creative run game, the run game that, it's good no matter who's in the backfield. So you got to improve the O-line. You got to get an upgrade at running back for sure. But that's going to be the foundation here. They're going to find ways to maximize the strengths of Tua and get the ball in the hands of the playmakers.
And
so
also,
for me, I like it.
Also, Mike, too, I think that Tua and Mike need to they need to get like a foundation of a strong relationship, because quarterbacks and head coaches need to be like that. And like I just mentioned a few minutes ago, if all that shit with Brian Flores and him fighting in the locker room and Brian Flores randomly drug testing him because his body looked too good or something like that, if that's all true, I mean that's
Wait, what?
Apparently he was drug testing him because he was saying something with his physique.
Really?
It's true.
Yeah, that's why like the whole thing with Brian Flores, when everybody was saying like, oh my God, why'd they fire him? There are a few articles that came out that said that him and Tua were always butting heads because he was condescending, and apparently he would randomly drug test Tua because of his physique.
That's really strange. Okay, well,
I know it's weird as shit. I'm with you.
I mean, yo, thanks for sharing. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's weird. That's the weirdest thing in the world.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll move on.
That might be the perfect segue to move on. But I'm gonna say one last thing though. Anybody that gets an endorsement, like right now, everybody's looking for the next McVay, the next Shanahan, the next LaFleur, someone who's gonna turn things around right away. And this guy got an endorsement. Apparently, the Dolphins front office and Stephen Ross, they all got endorsements. They all those guys I just named gave endorsements for Mike McDaniel. So that should say a lot. I think it should say a lot. So we're moving on though, guys. We got a few more, and then we have the NFL coaches Mount Rushmore. Okay, Lovie Smith, another retread. Lovie Smith was the defensive coordinator of the Texans this year. He was promoted to head coach today. Your thoughts? I mildly like it. I'll give it a B- because he's had a lot of success in this league. But overall, doesn't move the needle much for me. It kind of feels like they should have just kept Culley at that point because it was working.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a D for dog shit.
Oh shit. Hey.
I think Culley did a good job last year. I mean, Lovie Smith, that defense last year ranked 27th. I don't really know where to start with him, honestly. I mean, his last winning season as a head coach was in 2012 with the Bears. Then he went to Illinois and was 17-39. They fired him after 7 games. He was 2-5 last year. So I'm not really. I mean, the team, that whole organization and team is in shambles, mostly due to Bill O'Brien. But it's like, I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, why would you fire Culley and then hire Lovie Smith? Like,
I agree, Mike, but I think they want stability in a franchise that is tumultuous right now.
Yeah,
they want
like they
stability,
have.
and let's not forget, Lovie Smith took a Rex Grossman-led team to the Super Bowl. Davis Mills is a lot better than him.
I'll bottom line, man. I think the Texans' problem is probably the owners. I mean, I think they're all clueless.
Yeah.
I think that franchise is abysmal. I just don't see this hire doesn't do anything for me. So I'm giving it an F because for me, it just tells me that you're just hiring anybody. You're hiring like within when you have other candidates out there that have proven themselves. What the hell has he proven last year? Like you
Jim
said,
Caldwell.
27th ranked defense. I mean, what are you doing? Give me Bieniemy, and then let's move on from Deshaun Watson, or keep him if you can like rekindle things and get this shit going. If not, then let Bieniemy choose his quarterback and restart. Just you gotta restart. You gotta implode the team. Like I don't see like Lovie Smith being a long-term deal for me.
No.
So for me, it's just like,
Well,
it's almost like, you know, he wanted to get back into the NFL coaching. So he, you know, this is probably like one of them, like, you know, trial and error things for the Texans, which is bad because I feel like a lot of candidates are out there are good. Yeah.
I hired him because I think that they know they're going to suck. And they could keep this guy as a stabilizing force for a couple of years, but I think they like Davis Mills too. So, I would expect that they probably move on from Deshaun Watson. They should, but the bottom line is this team's going nowhere if they don't start drafting well and replenish everything that they've given away the last few years. Because this team was once pretty good, so we'll see. It's kind of like, meh. I don't think it's moved the needle much, but this guy does have a solid reputation, and he probably should have been in the NFL a little bit longer. He kind of was cast away, it felt like. So, anyway, we have one more, and that's Dennis Allen, promoted for the Saints. He was the defensive coordinator there for a long time now under Sean Payton. Dennis Allen, what do you guys think?
Ass. Won 8 games in 2 years as the Raiders head coach, fired after the 3rd year when he started 0-4. I mean, he's probably a good coordinator because he turned around the Saints defense. So, I mean, you could be a good coordinator and a bad head coach, which is what I was referring to earlier.
He shut out Brady.
What's up?
He shut out Brady.
Fuck's that mean?
That's got to be something.
Hey, we'll see about that.
He did something right.
But here's the thing. I know that they were interviewing Bieniemy. I'm glad he didn't get this job because he deserves to go to a place where he can grow a little bit. Pause. Like the Saints are just, you got Taysom Hill. Your Alvin Kamara is probably done in the NFL after what just came out with him, to be honest. So it's like now you don't have a running back. Mike Thomas, who even knows what's going on with him? So I mean, I don't know. It's whatever with me. With this one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love it. I'll give it a D. I'm not thrilled. I don't understand why these other guys are getting opportunities when you have literally high-profile candidates out there that are not getting, like, even a nod. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. What does Bieniemy got to, have to do at this point?
Yeah, I don't know.
When is he ever going to get a chance? Is he that bad at interviewing? Like, what the fuck is so hard talking to somebody? Like, you communicate. If like, my thing is, like, how is he so bad at interviews, but he's a really good coach? He's able to communicate. Why is he lack communication in an interview?
I mean, who knows, dude? He might not be creative. I don't know.
Creative.
Yeah, he might not be able to, what's in his head. He might not be able to present it well enough to the ownership of the other team.
Say what?
Yeah, I mean, look,
what
I don't know.
you mean?
I'm trying to wrap my head around it too. I'm just trying to make sense of it. You
Like,
know,
'cause
maybe
to me,
his vision for what he's telling the franchise trying to hire him doesn't line up with what they want to do. I don't know.
I just don't understand that.
I'll be honest with you guys. I think that they hired Dennis Allen because they want continuity. I don't think they want to fall apart. He's done a phenomenal job with the defense, and I think I'll give it a C plus, maybe a B minus. I think the key here is, can you bring in an offensive mind? I think they're going to bring Jameis Winston back, if I had to guess, and I think that they think they can run this shit back, make some adjustments, and probably still be a fringe playoff team. So that's, to me, what I see here. I think they didn't want to take a leap of faith because they want to stay afloat and be in that conversation. But they're going to be a middling team. They're going to be like a fringe playoff team at best. This is me saying they don't want to completely fall off. But they do need to figure out quarterback. They do need to figure out how they're getting under the salary cap. It should be interesting. We'll see. And this is another guy, second chance. Maybe he does better. He has done an amazing job with this defense. I have to give him credit there.
Yeah, that's facts.
So there's that. And I got to speed us up, all right? I want you guys to make predictions on the one remaining opening, all right? The Minnesota Vikings. Who should be hired? The known finalists are as follows. You got D'Amico Ryans. You have Raheem Morris. And then you have Kevin O'Connell. So you got two Rams guys there. You got a 49er guy, former player in Ryans. What are we thinking? Who will get hired? Who should get hired? And then we're moving on, and we're going to close it out after Mount Rushmore.
I think it should be Kevin O'Connell. Look what he did with the Rams this year. He's got Stafford playing lights out. You know, they're going to a Super Bowl. I think Kirk has the talent, you know, somewhat in the ballpark of Matt Stafford. Slightly below, but in that same range. And I feel like if there's somebody that could get him to the next level, it would be Kevin O'Connell, because he took Matt Stafford to the next level. So I feel like that would be the best hire. And to me, it's pretty simple. D'Amico Ryans, he seems like he's a good leader, but you know, his expertise are defense. I don't think that the Vikings need that. I think they need somebody that can get creative and get Kirk Cousins to that next level, if there is a next level that he can go to. And Raheem Morris, I mean, he was an interim head coach twice with the Bucs and the Falcons, and he amassed a record of 21-38. So I don't even understand why he's a candidate.
I think in Kirk Cousins, I think what you see is what you get. Up and down quarterback. So if I'm them, you might as well just hire Jeff Fisher. You're going to go 8-8, 9-8 if you're a quarterback. You might as well.
That 8-8 bullshit.
Yeah, you might as well. So, but I mean, all jokes aside, I would probably say, oh man, I would go with an offensive mind coach. I mean, like
O'Connell, Killer Kev.
That's. Put the camera on. Don't look at me. I don't know. You know, I honestly don't know. I don't love the candidates that are left, but I mean, if I had to choose, I would probably say D'Amico Ryans. I was, you know, with the Eagles.
Passion.
I was with the Eagles, and he was part of the Eagles at that time in 2000, I think 2011.
Around
Mikey P. Were you there for D'Amico?
Yeah.
Great guy.
He was there.
Great guy.
Yep.
Like he
like,
is. Like he was the leader of that defense, and like the way that he was just a people person. Like he was always happy. He was always smiling. He was always like a good teammate. He was a great leader for them. Like he was a locker room guy. So like I could definitely see him elevating that into the head coaching spot. So like I would go with D'Amico Ryans. I think he has a higher floor.
I'll tell you what. I think they're going to hire Kevin O'Connell. All right. I think that's going to happen. They're going to hire him. I don't think they should though, because let's look at the Vikings teams the last few years.
Yeah. Wasn't he
All
a
right.
backup?
Who?
Kevin O'Connell?
Oh no.
Yeah, he was with the Patriots. He was Brady's backup.
Probably.
I remember that.
It rings a bell.
That's so funny. I was like, Kevin O'Connell. I was like, that rings a bell.
Did he deflate the footballs?
Yeah. See? This was back in 2008. See, I don't even take
Well,
it
here.
serious. I don't even care. It doesn't really matter to me what you say. It really
I
don't. It doesn't
understand
bother
the
me, man.
lore.
You're just wasting your time, honestly.
I love you, bro.
I love you too.
I'm gonna move us along, guys. But I'll wrap this up with this point. I think O'Connell is gonna get the job. Everyone wants that up and coming coach. He's coming out of the Sean McVay tree, and he's getting some love right now. But I think it should be D'Amico Ryans because look right now at the Vikings the last few years. They've been an offensive team. Their offense has been good. Their offense was good this year. They consistently put up points. I don't think they need to change much other than just be a little bit more consistent. But otherwise, the defense under Mike Zimmer, nonetheless, has been garbage the last few years. I'm getting D'Amico Ryans because this guy is a fucking leader of men. He's smart, okay? I think that the players want to play for this guy. I love what he's done with the 49ers. I think he can be aggressive when he needs to be. I think he's a respected voice. I think he's going to be a great head coach. So I wish that they would hire him because that's the problem right now. This Vikings defense has so many names, and they've been fucking garbage. They've been garbage. I would bring in D'Amico Ryans. And that's facts. All right? So thank you, guys. That's everything we got on the NFL head coaches. Phil, change it up for us. We're going to wrap this up with the coaches Mount Rushmore.
Shit.
Oh, I love it. This song always gets me thinking. So, guys, if you watched our last show, you will remember how this goes. So this right here, this is going to be in memory of the great John Madden, who we lost a month ago. Rest in peace, John Madden. This is the NFL Mount Rushmore of all-time coaches and contributors. All right? So here's the interpretations. You know, if you're telling the history of the NFL, what are the 4 guys you can't leave out? All right? Who has the greatest legacy? Who are the greatest ever? Who had the greatest impact on the game? So this is interesting because we did players last show. Now we're talking coaches and contributors. Contributors could be announcers. They could be guys who, you know, made the NFL what it is today. It could be a guy from a front office. It could be an owner. All right? That's how it goes. Just as long as you explain why they're on the list, I figured this would be a good exercise. Audience, feel free to chime in. We got some great input last time. This is how we're going to end the show. We'll give it about probably 7 minutes, give or take. All right? Sound good, guys?
You got it.
All right. So who wants to start us off?
I'll start off. So, as I'm doing this, just like last week, I keep it more modern because I don't like going back that far because I wasn't alive and I could just read articles about it. However, John Madden has to be on this list because he was 103, 32, and 7 in 10 seasons as the head coach of the Raiders with 7 divisional titles, 1 Super Bowl, and 0 losing seasons. In the modern era, he has a winning percentage of .759, which is above Lombardi, Shula, and Bill Belichick. And he also created the best game ever that made me hate my brother growing up. So for that, I always loved John Madden because he gave us a lot of
memories.
a lot of good memories playing our
memories,
houses
man.
and
Damn.
stuff like that.
We had a blast, yo.
We used to.
I
I remember
bust your ass with the
never that pause.
The
and
Sean Foster.
Never.
Yeah, with the Panthers.
Ever. You
yeah,
never
you're
did that.
Sleeping on that.
You never. That's a funny ass name you just said.
That's
Sean
funny as shit.
Foster.
I remember.
But I remember having like Madden tournaments and shit like that all the time at the house. Me, you, Tom.
I played with the
D-Wayne.
red. Oh shit, I can't say it.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the
Commanders.
Washington, yeah, the Commanders.
Yeah,
I was
Jason
playing with the
Campbell.
Commanders. Yeah,
You were booty meat.
you're crazy. Clinton Portis, bro.
Yeah, you were ranked 5 out of 5 players.
Yeah, you're right.
Number 2, I have Bill Belichick. 17 division titles in 21 seasons, 6 Super Bowls, and 9 tries. He missed the playoffs 1 time and was still 11-5 with Matt Castle, and he's eventually going to have the most wins all time as a head coach. And to me, his brain and his knowledge of rules just separates him from everybody. I mean, he knew about the tuck rule. He always knew those little wrinkles. He did it to the, was it the Titans when he was taking the offensive penalties and letting the clock run out?
That was the Jets.
The Jets. So it's like he's just always a step ahead. He did it to the Ravens. He tricked the Ravens with that one play in the playoffs. So he's always a step ahead. 3, I have Andy Reid. 221, 130, and 1 overall, which is second to Shula and Belichick. only 3 losing seasons in 22 years, and he is the only coach to win 100 games and appear in 4 consecutive conference championships with 2 different franchises. 3 Super Bowl appearances, 1 win, and look at his coaching tree. Jim Harbaugh, Doug Peterson, Ron Rivera, and Sean McDermott. So, I mean, that speaks for itself. And then number 4, I have Dwayne Charles Parcells, better known as Bill Parcells. Led 4 different franchises to the playoffs, winning 2 Super Bowls with the Giants, appearing in a Super Bowl with the Patriots. One of 4 coaches to take 2 different teams to the Super Bowl, and he almost got there with the Jets, but he ran into Elway, who Pauls has as his number 4 best quarterback of all time. And his coaching tree, I mean, is impeccable with Bill Belichick, Tom Coughlin, and Sean Payton, all Super Bowl winning quarterback head coaches. And then I found out this interesting stat about him today. Each team he took over that won 5 or fewer games the previous seasons, he made the playoffs with them in their second season. The Jets were 1-15. His first year there, they went 9-7, and his second year, they went 12-4 in 97 and 98. So I thought that was an interesting stat too. They ran into John Elway and the Broncos in 98.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Big Red and Big Tuna made the list. Let's go, Nick Theories.
Yeah, I'll be real brief. John Madden is number 1 for me for all the reasons that Polliter said. Man, like, he gave us our greatest memories, especially with the video game. He was an awesome coach. All the accolades, all that. I mean, you know, rest in peace to him. Football's going to miss him for sure. So he's number 1. Number 2 is Bill Belichick. I mean, honestly, like, do I have to really go in depth here? I mean, he's literally the mastermind of everything. He is literally the greatest coach ever, in my opinion. But he still has some questions to be answered.
No cap.
Like, can he win without Brady? That is always going to be on his resume. So he needs to win one because that's going to follow him forever. And that sucks because he is a mastermind. Like, there's nobody like Bill Belichick, and there hasn't been anybody like him in the last 25 years, besides maybe Cowher or whatever, and Andy Reid. I mean, you can argue, but they're not that level. Like, he's different. So he's number 2. Number 3, I'm going Bill Walsh. He invented the West Coast offense, which is actually used throughout the league pretty much. He won 3 Super Bowls with the 49ers. He was 10-4 in the playoffs. He went 102, 63-1. He had 6 division titles and 3 NFC championships. I understand that he had, you know, all-time great quarterbacks, but at the same time, you could say that about Bill Belichick, but that doesn't matter to me. You win 3 rings, and inventing the West Coast offense for me is definitely on my Mount Rushmore. And the last one I have was Don Shula. Don Shula is the winningest coach in NFL history. Well, I think he was. I think Belichick passed him. Is that correct? I think Belichick passed him.
I don't think yet.
Yeah.
It's
coming now.
I think he's in.
It's close. He's in range, right? Let me see.
Yeah, he's definitely close if he hasn't done it already.
Yeah, so
I can't recall
he's
right
there.
now.
Yeah, I mean, the guy went undefeated. You know how you know how hard it is to go undefeated? Only one team did it. So the fact that he did it, and he did it with the Miami Dolphins, is impeccable. So that's number 4 on my list. So that's my...
Man, I love it. I'm seeing some great comments. Nick, your dad has Don Shula, Bill Belichick, Vince Lombardi, who has not been mentioned yet. The damn trophy's named after him. He's also got Bill Walsh. I see Dave says Bill Belichick, Vince Lombardi, John Madden, Bill Walsh. Okay, my turn. All right, I got John Madden. I'm going to just add on to anything that I didn't already hear from you guys. But John Madden essentially made this game lovable by the common fan. He made this fun. Okay, his broadcasts were fun. His game's fun. His outlook on the game, it taught you something. You always learn something from John Madden. But low-key, though, everyone forgets that this guy retired after 10 years. He was a phenomenal head coach. There's a reason why he was able to teach people the game of football. Any man, any woman, any race, creed, diversity. He could teach anybody the game of football and make it relatable and make you love it. I love that guy. Thank you, John Madden, for everything, because that is where my love of the game, a lot of it came from his video game. I learned a shit ton from there. It gave me my passion for football. So, John Madden, rest in peace. You are the man. Then you got to put Bill Belichick. That's pretty obvious. He is the most successful head coach.
Go.
And it really doesn't require much explanation other than this guy just he can bring the best out of everyone. He obviously is more serious than most, but guess what? He demands perfection. He demands your seriousness. He demands success. And if you don't deliver, he'll find someone else who can do it. He's shown it. We do need to see if he can do it without Brady, but so far, pretty fucking good start. Getting this team to where it is with a rookie quarterback this year, who knows? We'll see, but he's been good for as long as he's been in the league, even before the Patriots job. So I'll give him credit there. I also have Bill Walsh. Bill Walsh, not just because of his success, but I think he was a mastermind that gets forgotten these days. This guy redefined how we prepare for football from a play calling perspective, from a preparation perspective. Everything that you see in the modern game today was Bill Walsh. Film analysis, film study, all that stuff, the X's and O's. Bill Walsh was the one who perfected that stuff. Bill Walsh is responsible for that. So, attention to detail. That's what makes me think of Bill Walsh. He was incredible. He was brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay? Last but not least, though, I'm going with a contributor. Because I know Madden's both, okay? Madden's a coach and contributor. I got an exclusive contributor here. And once you hear this, you're going to be like, oh, fuck. I forgot about this guy. But why is the NFL so popular? The Sables, NFL Films, the song you're fucking listening to right now. That is because Steve Sable took over for his dad,
That's
Ed
great,
Sable.
Mike.
Ed Sable started this. Ed Sable loved football. Ed Sable's the one who got this off the ground, but Steve Sable is the one who made football into this juggernaut right now. This is the by far most popular, most loved sport in this country, and that's because Steve Sable and NFL Films took it there. The music, the awesome documentaries, the films, just the love of the game. It came from the Sables. Steve Sable was the reason it elevated. He's no longer with us. So 3 of these guys on my list, you guys know I appreciate the history of the game. So I'm going to go all the way back. We have some guys that are challenging this list.
Pause.
But that is... Oh, shit. I didn't even realize that. Damn. Oh, shit. Wow.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. But that's my list. I don't see any other audience comments. I saw some good feedback overall, though. So, guys, we're going to probably end the show right here. We're a couple minutes over time. So, further this discussion off the air, please leave us comments of who is on your NFL Mount Rushmore of coaches and contributors. And great shit tonight, guys. I'm going to break down the show. I'm going to pass off to Nick. And then we'll see you Thursday. All right? Sound good?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Let's rock and roll.
So tonight's episode of P&I was brought to you by Prize Picks, your home for daily fantasy sports. New users who sign up for Prize Picks today using the promo code ICONIC will receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. That is promo code ICONIC. Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. We were live tonight on the Props Network at propshq.com. Don't forget to subscribe to us there and keep up with everything about P&I. Last but not least, guys, it's fucking Super Bowl week. We didn't fucking forget here, okay? We didn't forget because we have a fucking big show planned for you on Thursday. It's all Super Bowl Rams, Bengals, all right? It is all on Thursday. We have a lot coming your way, and we're going to obviously share our picks. We're going to have DFS lineups, props, fucking everything, all right? Stay tuned for our Super Bowl preview this Thursday, 8 p.m. All right? That's all I got. Thank you, everybody. Nick Theory's take it away.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We are also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Megaphone, Stitcher, and all that other shit. Also, we're on propshq.com, so check us out there. Also, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and we will see you guys next week at P&I. Shit. I'm all fucked up. Sour!